Welcome back to In La Cocina, in the kitchen. I'm your host, Mike Gonzalez. Thanks so much for sticking around. We are in the cookwithus.com kitchen, and we've got a wonderful dish that we know you're going to love. It's called Salsa de Orizaba. It's from Orizaba, Mexico, which is a mountainous region. There's mucho montañas ahí, and there's a spot there called Pico Orizaba, which is the highest point in Mexico. So this has a high amount of flavor, and we know you're going to love it. So let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, we've got our chipotle chilies, which is going to really give it that extra kick. We've got our Spanish peanuts, which we've ground up in our molcajete, and this is what it looks like beforehand, but we've roasted them for about 15 minutes, so it gives you that extra flavor and it really brings it out. We've got our Mexican oregano right here that's going to give you that extra kick, and then we've got our coriander. And also, we've got our tomatoes that are roasting along with our quartered onion, and then finally, we've got our garlic. Like I said, these tomatoes are going to be super soft. Okay, now it's time to put our spices in. Got our Mexican oregano, and don't just throw it on there, you know, kind of spread it. And we've got our coriander. This is a tablespoon. We're going to give it a liberal pinch of salt, because you know you're going to need some salt for flavoring. One of my favorite things to work is my pepper. You know, do it to your liking. And then we've been softening up our chilies, so these are ready to go. We're going to cut the stem off, and then we're going to seed it. It's a pretty simple process. You got to be a little bit careful. You know, they're nice and soft, so it's just going to chop, open up real easy. And what you want to do, you want to open it up. And depending on your tolerance level, I like it a little hot, so I'm going to keep more seeds in than most people, but you know, if you want to get all the seeds out, it's totally up to you. Mine is going to have a little bit of kick, so I'm going to keep that amount in there. With our chipotles, we're just going to chop them up, because you got to remember that we're going to make a puree with our Spanish peanuts. So once that's done, we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to make our puree now with our soaking liquid that the chilies were soaking in, and it just looks so good. We're going to put about a cup of the soaking liquid into our blender. Now we've got our chipotle and our guajillo. And finally, our roasted Spanish peanuts. Okay, so we're ready to liquefy and purify. Time to throw our tomatoes, our onions, and all our spices that we had in here. This is the final touch. And we're gonna pulse our blender. Okay, so we left it a little bit chunky. Only one thing left to do, and that is taste it, my favorite part. Oh, and you can see how nice and chunky it is. We haven't made it too watery. Salsa de Orizaba. Oh man, and it's got a nice kick because I left those seeds in. If you want to learn more about this salsa, just go to cookwithus.com. You can also go to our website, HispanicFoodNetwork.com. Just click on the Learn to Cook tab. We'll be right back after this.
In the Kitchen is brought to you by the Hispanic Food Network. Visit our website at www.hispanicfoodnetwork.com.